evening and welcome to the week that was. Your go-to source of news you'll actually watch. As always, we have a lot to cover, so let's get right down to it. It was Leap Day this week, and I want to wish all of you who only have a birthday every 4 years a happy birthday. And happy 5th birthday to my girlfriend. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas spoke during a case Monday, breaking his 10-year silence. The case centers around whether or not a federal law that prevents people convicted of misdemeanor domestic violence from owning firearms is constitutional. Thomas said, "Should any law suspend a constitutional right? Because that's who respects the law, Thomas. Convicted criminals." The 88th Academy Awards is this week. The majority of the jokes and comedic bits focused on the lack of black nominees, including one where Tracy Morgan played the Danish girl. But this was a great year for Australians, with Mad Max winning 4/4 of all the awards, so maybe we should start #OscarsSoAustralian and keep Australians to make our drinks, rent us Airbnbs, and be our one adventurous friend. After attacking Donald Trump all year, Chris Christie announced that he's now endorsing him. No surprise here, since Chris Christie obviously likes to have his cake and eat it too. Donald Trump won the Nevada Republican caucus, proving that in Vegas, you really can gamble for anything, unfortunately including the future of our country. A sheriff in Tennessee said that he blamed Beyoncé's music video Formation for shots being fired at his home. The man also sent on to accusing single ladies for his wife leaving him. So sorry, bro. Many parents in Kentucky have begun hiring private canine teams to search their own homes for drugs hidden by their teenage children. Said one child, "Dad, this isn't what I meant when I said I wanted a puppy." Meth-making materials were found by police near the Ithaca Walmart. This ties into a 2015 Slate.com article that highlighted a trend of meth labs in Walmart since 2011. Walmart, where you can save money but not necessarily live better. A group of students at a California school have started a controversy over anti-gay badges. The badges feature a rainbow being crossed out, so maybe they don't hate homosexuality, they just hate sunshine and happiness, but I mean, it's pretty much the same thing. Starbucks has announced that they will be opening stores in European countries such as Italy and Switzerland within the next 2 to 3 years. These countries are understandably up in arms for coffee, and its simplicity is part of the culture. And hey, if I had to pay $5 for my iced half-calf Ristretto Venti 4-pump sugar-free cinnamon dolce soy skinny latte with 7 tears from a virgin, I'd be upset too. Anyway, we'll be right back. Okay, so last week we started a segment called Kanye West Tweet of the Week, where we showcase the best that Kanye's Twitter has to offer. But this week, we quickly encountered a major problem. He has tweeted so much nonsense recently that we can't even keep up with him. And this week, Kanye really had a lot to say about the best movie to come out recently. And no, we're not talking about Deadpool. We're talking about the box office bomb, Zoolander 2. Will Ferrell may have invented the piano key necktie, but Kanye thinks he perfected it now. He said, and I quote, "Will Ferrell has reached living, breathing God status. His existence is a blessing," and my personal favorite, perhaps it was seeing him play the same character from 15 years ago with 15 more years experience that showed him how sharp and Bruce Lee status he is. Okay, so first off, you saw the movie twice, according to your Twitter. Will Ferrell himself saw Zoolander 2 fewer times than you have. In fact, I bet he saw Kung Fu Panda 3 instead. Second off, Will Ferrell's career has gone downhill since Elf. You can't deny that. And I know, people might say that Talladega Nights was good, but the world was a better place before he ran around in his underwear on a race car track. But the tweeting madness continues when Kanye announced the title for his next album, TurboGrafx 16. Now, if you didn't know, the TurboGrafx 16 was a gaming console from the 1990s that literally no one bought, just like his album. Okay, maybe I'm being a bit too hard on it. It at least sold more than the PlayStation Vita. Okay, but it's okay, because Kanye will probably change the album title 1,000 times or so before it gets released. So by the time it comes out, we'll all be buying PlayStation 4s. That's it for Kanye this week, but rest assured, we'll see more of his insanity next week. We're going to take a short break, but don't worry, there's more of the week that was after this. let's talk about YouTube. You know, that website you go to when you want to watch cat videos and John Cena memes. Well, if you didn't already know, people actually make quality content there sometimes. And I know, that's surprising, right? For a website where anyone can sign up and upload whatever garbage they want, the idea that people actually make a full-time salary off of uploading videos might throw some people off. But for all the nice people on YouTube, there's just as many horrible people. And none are worse than the people behind reaction channels. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, let's take a quick look at what a typical reaction video would look like.
I've known a few women like you.
Riveting, isn't it? So basically we have our reactors. They call themselves the real rejects. And then they put this extremely viral video in the bottom of the frame and they just watch it. Most of the time these reactors stay completely silent for the whole thing. But if we're lucky, we'll get an ooh or nice. And if the reaction gods really like you that day, maybe, just maybe, you'll get a complete sentence. You might think that people would never watch videos like these, but you would be completely wrong. Many of these channels sit in the hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and their estimated yearly income also potentially rests in the hundreds of thousands. But like I said, making money off of YouTube is perfectly okay. You don't have to make good content to make good money. Just look at Adam Sandler. The problem is not with reaction videos in theory, it's with how they're made. We were actually going to demonstrate why reaction channels are so bad, but we can't because it's against the law, and we don't want to get in trouble. Luckily, we came up with a good alternative. We have the reactor right here on the show, and he's going to react to the show as it happens. Isn't that right?
I mean, I'm just in it for the money. And besides, who said you had the right to talk on my show?
Okay, wait. Since when did this become your show?
Welcome to my reaction of the week that was. And if you like this video, be sure to comment and subscribe so I can make thousands of dollars at someone else's expense. So far, this looks a lot like last week tonight. I mean, they're completely ripping it off. It's literally the exact same show, but with this poor schmuck hosting.
Okay, now you're just making it personal. Besides, you're doing this all wrong.
What do you mean?
Remember our sample video? Here's another example from a guy named Tyrone Magnus.
Escape from reality. I want to assemble a task force of the most dangerous people on the planet.
They're bad guys. Worst of the worst.
You have to be more like that.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Anyway, like I said, the problem is not with the reaction videos in theory. You see, in a show like, say, this one, when we use video clips, we're very careful to keep them short so that we don't break copyright law. But reaction channels, they don't do that. They use the entire original video. Now, I know that copyright law can be a bit boring, but it's really not that complicated. Essentially, people can use pieces of someone else's content without a license and defend it under what is called fair use. It's like when you borrow your roommate's pretty pink dress to go out one night. If you borrow it for one night without asking, you might be okay. But if you steal the dress and use it to clean up that ramen you spilled on the floor, that would probably initiate a 2016 Mean Girls. All this copyright stuff is written in YouTube's terms of service, which everyone who makes an account is required to read and accept. But not only do these reactors not follow the rules, they seem proud to be stealing other people's material. For example, listen to what Rashad the reactor says here.
The biggest issue you guys have is how successful we are and how little effort we are to get to that success. You should actually applaud us for that. You should be like, congratulations, man. All you do is just react to videos and you make this much money? Like...
See what I mean? There's nothing wrong with reacting to stuff on the internet, and there's nothing wrong with making money on YouTube either. But when you violate the terms of service you agreed to, profit off of it, and then applaud yourself afterwards, then that's just asking for trouble. What are you? That wasn't even a joke.
Oh, no, sorry. I wasn't laughing at you. I was laughing at this amazing YouTube video I was just watching on my phone. Hilarious.
Aren't you supposed to be reacting to this video?
You said it yourself. I don't actually have to do anything. The YouTube money is already rolling in. Might as well entertain myself with something else.
And it's these kind of scumbags that still aren't getting in trouble. They're still making thousands of dollars a month stealing other people's videos. The YouTube executives still have yet to do anything about all this, so all of these channels will continue to exploit hardworking video makers for the time being. But look, I know what you're thinking. Why should any of us care? I mean, if you don't make videos, you don't have to worry about it, right? Well, not really. See, the problem isn't necessarily that YouTube isn't addressing these reaction channels. The bigger issue is that other channels get punished for doing absolutely nothing wrong. Recently, a number of relatively large YouTube channels have gone public about false copyright claims made against their videos. Some channels have had videos removed from the site for no reason, and other people even had their whole channel deleted. But for whatever reason, reaction channels never seem to face a lot of these issues. It's like having every other room on your floor completely destroying the place with some of the most drunk, loud, obnoxious parties imaginable, and then having public safety knock on your door and write you up for having a Nickelback poster in your room. And sure, Nickelback might be so bad that it should be illegal, but it's not, and everyone has the right to bad taste. Your favorite YouTube creators are like Nickelback fans. The entire system is working against them, and they need all the help they can get, they really do. Well, that's our...
Okay, so this video was terrible, and reaction channels are the best thing to ever happen to the internet, and you should believe me because I have all the YouTube money. We're almost at 3 gazillion subscribers. Guys, so be sure to share this video with your friends instead of the original so that I can make more money than them. Like, comment, and subscribe.
That's all we have for you tonight. Tune in next week for another edition of The Week That Was. We'll see you next week.